Hi, good morning. So I'm over in West Yorkshire this morning. I'm in a little place, a little town or village. It's called Upton. That's not Upton like Upton Girl, like the Billy Joel song. It's Upton, U-P-T-O-N. And I'm just trying to get my bearings because I've come to have a look. I've just come to explore, investigate. Part of the Hull and Barnsley Railway that I keep being mentioned everywhere, called Wrangbrook Junction. So that's supposed to be a footpath. I have to find another way. Now, as always, when I look at these things and then come here, then normally what you find is a very different reality to what you see on maps and what you envisage it's going to be. So we've got a junction here. There was a Hull and Barnsley Railway that split off into 3 different lines. So we had the line towards Barnsley, which didn't actually reach to Barnsley, but more on that later. We then had a branch off to Wath on Denaby, and then we had another branch that went down to Denaby and Conisbrough. Fly tipping. I think I'm going to struggle to investigate any more on this side, sadly. I'm trying to find the section where the lines kind of diverged. I've got an idea on exactly where I need to be from looking at old maps and comparing that with what I can see, but I'm not. It's very overgrown. I mean, I think the last activity here, correct me if I'm wrong, was in the 1960s. So I'm round about the area where the first of those lines, the line down to Denaby and Conisbrough. So that's the one, if you know the area, that went through Sprotborough station, which is, ironically, how I've ended up here. I've been doing some research, actually. I've been doing research for several months on Conisbrough. I've never got down there yet. So, and I kept reading about Wrangbrook Junction, and it seemed to be a bit of a common theme in a lot of the Hull and Barnsley Railway. So I thought, why not come and check it out? Never mind, I'll try and explain the best I can with some maps. I should have known what it had been like when I saw the gate onto the path where I planned to come on was completely overgrown and disused. So here's a map showing the route of the Hull and Barnsley Railway. So it opened in 1885, and its main purpose was transporting coal from the coalfields of the south end of Yorkshire to the port of Hull. So here's a view of the part of line that we're going to be walking on today. So we're starting on the right hand side at Wrangbrook Junction, and we're walking from right to left down towards the Upton and North Elmsall old station. So we're going to be passing through the old Upton colliery site as well. So let's have a closer look at Wrangbrook Junction, where we're starting today's explore. So we can see on this old map from the early 20th century the 3 lines there, all diverging. And this is what the area of the junction looks like today. So gone are the sidings, gone are the signal boxes, and as you can see, it's just wasteland. So I'd just like to acknowledge the Hull and Barnsley Railway Facebook group. That's been a great source of information and photographs and just general research about the line. So we've got a photograph here posted by Mick Nicholson. So if we have a closer look, we can see the Wrangbrook Junction there. So closest to shot, we've got the line that went off to Sprotborough, Denaby and Denaby. The centre line going off to Wath, and then the rightmost line we can see is a line going off towards Barnsley. We've got another photo, this time posted by Russ Firth. Slightly different angle, but you can see the 3 lines there, all diverging. So just for a bit of geography, pretty much straight on, we're going to be following the line today over in the direction of Barnsley, or Starefoot, because it didn't actually reach Barnsley. We've got the 2 lines. So the Barnsley line, the kind of main line we'll call it, that was opened in 1885. So the Denaby, Denaby and Conisbrough line, the most recent line going off where I'm putting the camera there, that opened in 1902. And then we had another line going off kind of the same place from the same junction that went over to Wath on Denaby, and that opened in 1894. It's hard to get the impression, isn't it, that there was once a quite vast railway junction in this location. So look at this old map and we can see a row of railway cottages. Now these were built in the early 20th century to house the railway workers who worked at the junction and the sidings. And here are those cottages still standing today, but sadly not a railway in sight. Sorry, I'm really fighting the wind today. So just behind those railway cottages, that little strip of land you can see there, that I can't get to, that was the start of the sidings. And just there, just literally this side of that pylon, we had a turntable. Right, so I'm heading over towards the main line to Barnsley now. I've left behind the other two branches off, and I'm just glad to try and just get out of that wind. It's really strong today. So I've just been up, had a look at the railway cottages. So from what I can make out, our track bed is just here on this embankment. Now I have had a sneak just further up, back towards the junction, back towards Barnsdale, and there's no way I'm going to be able to walk along it on this section. So I'm going to find another way round. So back into the wind. I do apologise. So that's our track bed alongside of us. Got the cottages just there, still on the left-hand side. And those two lines going that way. It's about 100 yards on, and looks like we're able to walk down the track bed for a bit now. I'm assuming this is the track bed. So we've got evidence of a little bit of a cutting being cut through on the left hand side. So we'll see how far we can follow this path, see where we get. A little bit of a deeper cutting now. I have to say, and I'm always kind of open when I do these videos, I've never been somewhere where there's been so much fly tipping, so many fires. I've lost count of how many settees I've seen, and I've only been going 25 minutes. So I've just been walking down there, just bumbling away to myself on camera like I do. I don't always include everything I shoot. I was just bemoaning that I'd actually seen 0 railway remains so far, and then hey presto, out of the trees comes this old demolished bridge. In a very poor state of repair. So let's try and get back up onto the track bed. It looks a bit more open. So there's looking down onto that bridge we've just seen, or what was a bridge. And that looks like that's part of that demolished bridge. That's a good 30 yards away from the bridge as well. Maybe not 30 yards, maybe 10 yards. Right, back on the track bed once again. Looks like we've got a good long stretch down this tree line cutting now. So it's not a massive distance I'm walking today. It's a couple of miles, just up to where hopefully what I can find is the old Upton and North Elmssol station. Still in this cutting, and I found my first little bit of line side leftovers. Don't know what they were. A couple of posts for something. I can't get any higher up the banking, but there's something there just sticking out the ground. It's got a pulley wheel or something in there. So it was a messy and frustrating start to today's explore, but that last 10 minutes or so walking through that cutting's been really nice. Not found a great deal, but it's just nice walking through a railway cutting, isn't it? Got a bit confusing for a minute because I'm still following the general route, but the line's gone a bit windy. So, but I have just found this to be what would have been a culvert or something like that. This definitely looks like railway bricks, doesn't it? Not far to go now. We're not far away from where I was intending to walk to. Let's have a look what it says on these bricks. Roads of Pontefract. It's interesting. I wonder if we're related. When I did my family tree, I came from Rhodes out in Selby Way. Alright, so we're coming up to the area now that I was particularly interested in. So we've got it's not a station, I'll call it a platform, but over to this side we had what I can see from old maps was cattle docks. I can see the platform straight in front. Let's go and have a look at that first. So this is Upton and North Elmssol station. Now, I did read about this and I can't remember, so I'm just going to flash some details up on the screen for you. Not the longest platform in the world, is it? Look at that. I can't say I'm massively familiar with the Hull and Barnsley stations, but it's a strange, it's not one I've come across on my travels, kind of a strange step kind of set up there. Alright, so let's have a look at the land behind the station then. Round and round, there's, if you look on the maps, there's the sidings, there's those cattle docks that are shown on the map. We've got a little bit of brickwork just here, apparently underneath all this ivy. It's got that platform just to the right of me. I can see a line of fence posts there. That usually indicates the end of the boundary of the railway land. And here's that old map again, just showing the station, and you can see the cattle pens and the sidings there. And here's another post by Mick, just showing the layout from the signal box of the station. So we can see the station buildings there, so they're quite significant buildings in the canopy. So as we can see, we had station buildings and canopies on both sides, on both platforms. So one thing that's caught my eyes in these old photographs is that going across the tracks there. Is that an old subway? And you're about to see footage of me coming across all kinds of brickwork, just laying in the woods, and that was before I saw the photographs of the station buildings. So I'm round about, I suppose, where the building would have been. I don't know if it was a brick structure or a wooden structure. And there's bricks, there are bricks about, plenty of bits of concrete, but it has been gone for 50 years. So that's some kind of concrete structure around about where the platform would have been. Lots of bricks. Can't quite tell what that says. Yeah, that's something used to be here that's been knocked down. I'll see if I can get a glimpse of a brick and see what the writing says. So that one says Hinchcliffe. This is where the platform would have been. So here's the cattle docks. More brick there. Something Hemsworth, just up the road, Hemsworth. You can see And the platforms, they put the different, I don't know what you'd call them, for extra grip, is it? Those little tiles. You see, this goes into the mound. So if this is a cattle docks, this is where they pull the trains in, load the animals on or off, and send them on the way. Or collect them, I don't know. So here's another old photograph. So source and date are unknown on this one, but it is looking east, and we can see the sidings, and we can actually see the cattle dock there just on the left hand side. So I've just come onto the platform on the other side. It's only when I've got up here I've actually noticed there is a bit of platform showing down there, so I'll nip over and have a look. Yeah, so for some reason I didn't see this when I was at track level last time. It was only when I got on top of the platform there that I've seen that there is. This looks like, I don't know what's going on there. This looks like it was part of the old platform on the Hull side. In terms of a disused railway and a walk, not the most exciting, if I'm being honest. If it wasn't for the station platforms, I probably wouldn't even be putting this video together. There's not a lot else worth showing, so could probably give the disused railways a rating. I could probably start doing that as a feature on the videos I do. So I'll probably rate this one about a 5 out of 10, to be honest. But it's been a nice walk. Oh, but look at this. I had no idea you could get down here. I was just walking back down the road. It's a bit of a bonus. I'm just seeing there's quite an easy open way to get down into this cut-in. So this is facing back the other way. This is facing east, back towards Hull. Nice little cut-in. Now just down here, and I don't know how far. Like I say, this is completely unplanned, waltzing off in this direction. But I believe we've got some stage we're going to run into the Barnsdale Tunnel. Again, really eerie cut-in. It's obviously well used. It's quite a well trodden path down here. But so we've got a pile of bricks here. Something on the side of the line. There's no. Just have a look on the bricks, there's no markings. This cutting has just been getting deeper and deeper as we've been going along. And what's this appearing in front of us now? This looks like a tunnel portal. Now that is what you call a tunnel portal. Wow, what a bonus. Yeah, like I say, I had no plans on coming to find this. I think you could say that's pretty well secure. I'm not geared up to go in anyway. Now, if you are wanting to know more about this tunnel, I will dig out the link to Pat Dickinson. He did a video. He's been inside that tunnel I think he, from what I remember, he got his ladders out and climbed over. Madman. Yeah, so I'll stick the link to Pat's video in the description, so go and have a look at that. So I'll leave it there. I'll leave the Barnsdale Tunnel behind me, and I'll head back to the car and head home now. So thanks for watching. I hope that was a little bit something different area to what I normally cover. So quite interesting. I love going new places. So cheers for watching. Look after yourselves as always, and I'll see you soon on another video.